If you've tried to learn AI lately, you've probably run into the same problem most people do. Every video makes it sound like you need 12 tools, 6 subscriptions, 3 automations, and an entire weekend just to get started. Most people do not need that. If you have a job, responsibilities, and a normal life, what you actually need is a small number of tools that are easy to use and genuinely helpful. So in this video, I'm going to break down the best AI tools for normal people, not power users, and show you a simple stack that actually makes sense. If you're new here, this channel is about AI for real life. That means practical workflows, calm explanations, and useful systems for people who want help from AI without turning their life into a software experiment. And before we get into specific tools, I want to make one thing clear. The best AI setup is not the most impressive one. It is the one you will actually keep using. That is the standard, not novelty, not complexity, usefulness. So instead of asking what the most advanced AI stack is, the better question is this. What tool helps me think better, work faster, and reduce friction in real life? All right, let's break it down by category. The first category most people need is a main AI assistant for thinking, writing, planning, and everyday support. This is the category that matters most for the average person. Because for most people, the real value of AI is not in building complicated systems. It is in getting help with everyday things like writing emails, cleaning up messages, brainstorming ideas, organizing a messy plan, summarizing notes, and turning rough thoughts into something clearer. This is the tool that becomes your everyday second brain, not in a dramatic way, just in a very practical way. You are tired, you are busy, and you need help getting from messy to clear. That is where a tool like this earns its place. Let's say you have to write a difficult email, plan a project, or organize a rough list of tasks for the day. A good main AI assistant can help you go from scattered, vague, and overloaded to structured, clearer, and easier to act on. That is a huge deal for normal working people. For a lot of people, this role is filled well by tools like chatgpt or Claude. And honestly, I think this is where many people should start. Not because one tool solves everything, but because if you only choose one category first, this is the category most likely to improve your daily life quickly. The main trap here is constantly jumping between tools before building a habit with one. If you keep switching every few days, you never really learn how the tool can help you. Pick one main assistant, use it consistently, and learn what it is actually good at. The second useful category is research. Sometimes you do not just need help writing. You need help understanding options, comparing tools, or getting up to speed on a topic quickly. That might mean comparing software options, understanding a process at work, getting a basic map of a new subject, gathering ideas before making a decision, or turning a confusing topic into a simpler first pass. The value here is faster orientation. A lot of people waste time because they do not know where to start. They open 10 tabs, skim 15 pages, and still feel fuzzy. A research-capable AI tool can help you get to the useful questions faster, not by replacing critical thinking, but by shortening the path from confusion to clarity. For example, maybe you are trying to choose between two project tools, understand a health insurance term, or get a basic grip on a new software category. Instead of wandering through a dozen disconnected sources, you can ask AI to explain the trade-offs in plain English and give you a first-pass comparison. That can save a lot of time. The important caution is this. You still need to verify anything important, especially if it relates to money, legal issues, health, policy, or work-critical decisions. So the best use of AI research is not blind trust. It is faster orientation. The third category is note and meeting support. A lot of people do not really have an information problem. They have a note mess problem. Their notes are everywhere. Their meeting takeaways are vague. Their ideas are half-captured. And later, none of it is very useful. This is where AI can quietly become very helpful. It is great for turning messy notes into summaries, extracting action items, rewriting rough thoughts more clearly, organizing information into cleaner categories, and converting meeting notes into next steps. Imagine you leave a meeting with random bullets like check pricing, ask Sarah about onboarding, launch may be delayed, need doc update, and follow up next week. That is not very usable. But AI can turn that into a summary of what happened, decisions made, open questions, action items, and owners. That is real value. And the reason it matters is simple. Messy notes create hidden drag. You lose time trying to reconstruct your own thinking later. You miss follow-ups. You reread the same notes multiple times. Cleaner notes mean clearer follow-through. The only caution here is not assuming the AI understands your context better than it does. If your notes are vague, the output may still need cleanup. But even then, it usually gets you much closer to something usable. The fourth category is light automation. And this is where a lot of people get carried away too early. You do not need to begin with huge automations. You do not need to build a complex machine just because the internet says you should. What most people actually benefit from is light automation for repetitive tasks. That might include moving information from one place to another, sending reminders, formatting recurring notes, generating repeatable summaries, or cleaning up repeated content. The point of automation is not to look clever. It is to remove repeated annoyance. If something small keeps happening over and over, that is a good candidate. Maybe every week you collect project notes and turn them into a status update. Or maybe you repeatedly copy meeting notes into a shared format. Or maybe you keep rewriting the same kind of reminder message. Those are good automation opportunities. The key principle is simple. The right automation tool is the one that makes one annoying thing easier without creating 3 new headaches. And one big caution here. Do not automate chaos. If a process is unclear, broken, or constantly changing, automation may just make the mess faster. First, make the process understandable. Then automate the repeatable part. Now let's talk about what most people should avoid in the beginning. Do not start with giant complicated tool stacks, multiple paid subscriptions at once, advanced automations you do not understand, complex dashboards you will never maintain, or workflows that only make sense in a perfect week. A lot of AI advice is built around novelty, not usefulness. That is the trap. You do not get extra points for having a complicated setup. You get results by building a setup you will still be using next week. So if I were suggesting a simple starting stack for a normal person, it would look like this. One main AI assistant for writing, planning, and thinking. One note or document system you already like and will actually use. And one simple automation layer only after you identify a repeated pain point. That is enough. You can build from there later. But starting small makes it much more likely that AI becomes helpful instead of becoming another unfinished productivity project. And the reason this works is simple. It matches real life. You already write. You already plan. You already take notes. You already deal with repeated tasks. So instead of trying to create a brand new digital life, you improve the one you already have. That is a much more sustainable approach. If you are still wondering how to choose your first tool, here is the simplest answer I can give. Ask yourself, do I need help writing and thinking? Do I need help researching and comparing? Do I need help organizing notes? Do I have a repeated task that annoys me every week? Your answer tells you where to start. Do not choose based on hype. Choose based on friction. Wherever you feel the most repeated friction, that is probably where AI can help first. The best AI tools for normal people are not the most advanced ones. They are the ones that reduce friction in your actual life. That means easier writing, clearer planning, cleaner notes, fewer repeated tasks, and less mental clutter. That is the standard I would use when choosing tools. Not hype, not novelty, usefulness. If you want, I can do a follow-up where I break down the exact beginner AI stack I would recommend for someone starting from zero, including what I would pay for, what I would skip, and what I would learn first. And if you want more practical AI workflows for real life, stick around. That is what this channel is built for.